All right, we're back again. This time we got exciting new modules. Recycled rubber. So we've been working a lot on rubber lately. We're using rubber for many things in this playthrough. And I think we're currently building, let's see, how much are we making right now? So we have a 300 plus, we got another 120, plus we got a 150, plus we got a 200. So we're making 770 right now, which I think is more than we're actually using. The Let's see, so we're definitely using 210 for the crystal oscillators, and I think it's like 480 for one, and then can't remember exactly what it is. Let's just check real quick. So yeah, it looks like we're using 555. So we're good, but we still are going to need more, and the way we're doing it is not the most efficient. So I did create a couple new blueprints yesterday after the stream, and they are using the recycled rubber recipe with diluted fuel. And it's a two-stage system where you have stage one, which creates the polymer resin, and the fuel takes crude oil and water. And then stage two takes that fuel, the polymer resin, and the water, and does the recycled rubber process. Let me just go through how it works real quick. So we got crude and water in. The crude goes into these two, which is the heavy oil residue. It generates heavy oil residue and polymer resin. Both of these are making 45 heavy oil residue and 22.5 polymer resin. That 45 heavy oil residue plus 90 water make 90 fuel. That 90 fuel gets split three ways. It goes, 30 of it goes into this one, the recycled plastic, 30 goes into this recycled rubber, and 30 goes into this recycled rubber. All that polymer resin, which is 22.5, goes into this machine, 22.5, which makes 11.25 rubber. This is the rubber that kickstarts the whole process. That rubber comes out onto this belt down here, goes into this merger. So the rubber from the recycled rubbers and the residual rubber all merge onto that belt. They come up through this lift, merge onto this top belt, go that direction, and then we have a smart splitter here. The overflow goes forward down the belt, and everything else goes to the right, which is down inside of this recycled plastic machine. So once this fills up and this lift fills up, then everything will flow forward, and that's your completed product. Everything that's going through the recycle loop will go back into here, and that's the whole thing. It's not super complicated. It is designed to auto connect. And so these pipes here will auto connect, and then this belt right here auto connects. And then when you lay them in sequence, these pipes will auto connect with the next one, and this output belt will connect with the next one as well. So I've done this with Mark II pipeline and Mark V belts. So with Mark V belts and Mark II pipeline, you can do up to 5 in a row. Let's take a little quick peek at the model in Satisfactory Modeler. This is the wrong place. So this is the recycled rubber blueprint. We're going to implement it in place of one of our existing rubber factories. We'll tear that down and put this in its place. And Let's open it up. A single instance takes 33 crude and 112.5 water and makes 101.25 rubber. The reason why I call it perfect is because spatially we really can't fit any more machines in these two blueprints, and the recycled plastic recipe is running at 100%. The recycled rubber recipes are running at 100%, and you can get 4 refineries in a single Mark II blueprint. And so to run these two at 100%, you'll have room for one more, which just happens to fit this running at 56%, the residual rubber. And then in the first stage, you have 2. They're not running at 100%, but, you know, it's close. Well, not close at all. It's running at like 56% for 2 of these. And then the blender's running at 90%. And all our numbers are nice and round. You don't have any, you know, weird trailing off into infinity. Then we can also see here just what happens if we just have one instance. We'll get 101. And then you can, you know, just to keep increasing. So here we get 202. And we can go all the way up to 5. And then this is the most we can fit before our water becomes larger than a Mark II pipeline. So if we go to 6, you'll see it's 675, which you can't do on a single. You can, you know, you can manage, or you can just supply the water to 5 in a row, and then supply the water to another 5 in a row. You could actually do, looks like you can do 10, maybe 11. Oh, you can do more than that. Yeah, you can do quite a lot if you supply the water, but then you'll have to break out the belts and break out the water. In terms of crude, I don't know. So it looks like 17. Yeah, so 17 is the max you could do without breaking out the crude belt. But what we're going to do is we're going to do 8. No, we're going to do 4 and 4. So we'll have 2 sets, each with 4 modules. And because we do have a, I can't remember if it's must be a normal mode, a normal node of crude, because we're getting 300 out of it currently, and that's making 300 polymer. Well, we're going to switch it to this new recipe, which will get us, instead of the 300, it'll get us 810 rubber. So that's how it works. And yeah, the other part of it being quote unquote perfect is that I do believe that this is the most efficient way to make rubber. A lot of people are claiming that, so I don't know of a better way. There may be, it'd be great if there was, but I think this is the most efficient way to make rubber. And yeah, just spatially, there's no more room to fit anything else in this blueprint, really. I mean, could fit some, you know, assemblers up above it or something, maybe, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, the auto snap, auto connect, and just how it works, I do feel it's as good as I can make it. Now, of course, it's, you know, aesthetically, you know, people may not appreciate it, but I find it a little bit beautiful. So this is actually the 300 rubber factory that we're going to replace, and over here is my little test setup. I just put down 2 instances of each stage and auto connected it, and I just set this up a few minutes before the stream so we can just go take a peek at how it's operating. It should just, you don't have to prime it, so you don't have to go around and populate, because of the way it works. This it uses the polymer resin from the heavy oil residue to prime it. So anyway, we're running at 100% on these. 100% there, 100% there. And then here's our polymer residual resin, and this guy's running at 100. And this guy's running at 100. And let's see, he's full of rubber and full of oil. That's good. And this guy, he's full of plastic. And he's running at 100. And this guy is not full of plastic yet. So it's still catching up. But it's running at 100%, so it doesn't really matter. And then we can see how it works on the output side. So anytime any one of these three machines makes rubber, like that, or this one here, come on, there it goes. So this one makes 2 at a time, I see. They all go onto this bottom belt and into this merger, and then out of the merger they come up onto this belt, and then they get back onto this belt, and they overflow forward as long as there's no room on this belt or in this machine, and this machine is full. So if I take this rubber out right now, you'll see that it no longer flows forward. It's now attempting to refill this machine. Once this machine gets full again, then everything will continue to go. Since we have these 2 fully running and operational, it should fill up that machine, and we're doing 200 in a minute, so it should do it in less than a minute. This machine here. Yeah, so we're already halfway there. Sarge, good to see you. It's been a little while. How you been? Are you still in PAL world? Or are you back? So, yeah, we're back up to 200 here. And then now once this gets full as well, it is. Now everything's starting to go back down the belt again. And then we do have 2 instances. Yeah, this will take just a minute for it to get back to where it was, since I took those 200 rubber out. But this should get back up to 200. Really, it's 202.5 because we have 2 instances. We're going to be building 4 instances twice, and so that will be 810 total. And it is working its way back up to 200. We're at 198. We're practically there. There we go. We hit 202. That's the number we're looking for. So let's go ahead and build this thing. So we're going to tear down everything here. We're not going to have... We will actually... We could get... using the same resources, we do need a little bit of nitrogen and a little coal and a little sulfur. Yeah, let's just go over to our crude node over here. I believe it's creating 300 because that's maxed out on a normal node. Yeah, that's a normal node. And the extractor is maxed out and it's creating 300 per minute. And what we're going to be doing is going to use 270, I believe. Just check. Yeah, 135 times 2. 270. So there'll be 30 left over, and if we put that into the nitro rocket fuel process, that will generate 7.2 gigawatts. This one is generating like 192 times 4, so less than 800 megawatts, so it's less than a gigawatt. If we switch this over with our remaining crude, we could not only go from 300 rubber per minute, should have a conveyor throughput on here. Not only will we be able to take it from 300 to 800 for the rubber output, but we also could take the 800 megawatts and convert that into 7 gigawatts. 7 gigawatts is, you know, it's good, but yeah, so here we are right at 300. This actually, while we tear this down, this will probably break some of our, basically everything at the heavy modular frames. Turbo motor plant is dependent on this rubber, so all that stuff is going to go down. But I think we're probably full on turbo motors right now. We're not actually using them for anything. So let's just go. I'm going to make a box and put my stuff in it. Put it right over here so that I don't have to go around and pick up a bunch of dismantle crates after this. Probably should keep this and this. And we can get rid of this. Don't need the we might need that plastic. Okay, well, we're not building right now, so we're destroying. This is why you build with blueprints. Blueprints makes it very easy to tear things down and start over again. I'm actually going to get rid of all of this concrete as well. So I don't really care if I delete this stuff because it's all going to go. Everything must go. And we'll get rid of that. Oh, except the power. The one thing we don't want to go is the power. I guess we can leave this one over here. I'm going to put down a bunch of foundations. The glass foundation that I like to use. And we don't have everything we need close by in order to do the nitro, so I don't think we'll do that today. We don't really need power. It's not a big thing. You know, we're moving into phase 4 elevator production, and for that we are going to want more rubber, primarily for, I'm thinking that we're going to do like coated cable. Does coated cable use rubber? I think it does. Coated cable uses HOR. Insulated cable. Yeah, we might use insulated cable because we're going to have a lot of rubber. And then also quick wire cable is another possibility. 27.5. This one actually makes 100 per minute. So yeah, we'll probably do the insulated cable. And I think we can just reuse these water extractors. Let's go see what the numbers are real quick. And yeah, we don't really care about this stuff here. We'll probably end up redoing how it works, but we can leave that there for now. Okay, this looks like a good start. This is what we're going to use, and I don't know which direction we should go. I kind of want to go this way. And we're going to do... This actually will take more space. Do we have the space? I haven't really checked to see how much space we're going to need for this. So we can do 4 of these easily, but we need 8. I mean, we may clip through those things, actually. How much room do we have here? Yeah, I didn't really take that into account. I guess we can do them in a long line. I was hoping to do them side by side. Well, let's get one going. That way we'll have enough to... We'll be at 410. Or 405, I believe. Yeah. So we just have these 2 blueprints. And I'm going to turn off auto connect for the moment. And should think about, I think we'll go at least 1 in. Here's our crude right here, and we got water right there. So this looks like a good place to place the first one. And I'm going to go out here and just put on a couple more of these. This one is the wrong direction. It doesn't really matter if it's pointing towards us or away from us, but for consistency, I'm going to rotate it that way. Okay, and we can get back to this. And now we definitely want to turn auto connect back on. And so you can see it is going to join those. We want 4 of these. There's 3. And there's the last one. Okay, and then we're going to go to stage 2. And we need to rotate this into the correct spot and get over here. That should be good. We're auto connecting everything we need. And now these belts should auto connect here. We got our link symbol, so that's good. And now we need to connect the power. So this is the first one. We will like to connect it to some official power. So what we'll do is Oh, this is the power switch. So we want to be on this side. Yeah, actually, we can just connect right here. And then we need to connect these together. And these. So we don't need to connect these on the, well, I guess, yeah, for the other one, the other stage 2 should all be connected now. So everything should be connected. We should have power on all the machines. It looks like they all have the yellow light. And we're just waiting. We have a bunch of polymer we could use to prime it. Oh, we were already in straight mode, which is what we want. And I don't know if this are at the right height. Is it at the right height? It is at the right height. Cool. All right. I heard this thing just woke up. So we are starting to generate polymer. And we're going to get this water from right here. And this water actually doesn't need to be at this height, but I think we'll just keep it like that for now. And then we can do a switch into horizontal to vertical, see if that does anything better for us. We can do it like this. No. It's rotated funny. We might need to go back just a little bit. Hey! Classic. I do want to have the music going, but that's just a little bit loud. We can turn that down a little bit. And close. Okay. So let's do it this way. That looks good. Perfect. And then let's just check and see how much water we're getting and how much we need. We need like 450, I believe. Yeah, 450 water is what we need. And so we're just doing... This one's coming from these 3. So we'll set them at 150 each. I need my power shards. Actually, I have a bunch in the depot. We might use that polymer to bootstrap this thing. We don't need to, but we'll get it going faster. So yeah, no, 180 is more than we need. We just need 150. But actually, yeah, we'll put it on 180 for now, and then that way it'll fill up faster. Now we have blue concrete. All right, let's do some chrome. And I can paint this concrete back to color it used to be. It's like we missed one pipe. Is that it? Okay, everything looks good. This guy's got yellow. Are we already full? This guy's full. That was quick. This guy's full. Final Fantasy. I've never played that. Never played that series at all. But I've never had a console. I mean, I guess I had an Xbox One, like the original Xbox. Actually, no, I've had two Xboxes. That's not totally true. I had another Xbox too, like an Xbox 360, I believe. But I never had a PlayStation. So these guys are... Oh, we're up to 150 rubber. Still not getting anything down the belt yet. This guy's at 170. This guy's at 200. Oh yeah, we got rubber on the belt. We should just take this and run it right over there. Actually, you know, we have a bunch of rubber. It's MMO on PC. Ooh, this rubber's going fast. Oh, we still have some in here. Let's get this thing connected back up. Are you the rubber train? Cooling rubber, so he's taking that rubber to the cooling devices. Will this auto connect? It does. All right. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting 405. I mean, it's showing 460, but that's just because of the belt was already had a lot on it. Whoa, this thing is filled up quickly. Yeah, everybody's got 200, it looks like. I think this belt probably maybe needs to be upgraded. Yeah, this is a Mark IV. This belt is no good. This one also is Mark IV. Yeah, that we were only taking 300 on it before, so it should be fine for what we're doing because we are not doing more than 780 right now. But this belt should clear. Yeah, it's starting to clear. Well, that's pretty exciting. I was able to replace all of that rubber infrastructure with just this. We're making more than we were before and was able to do it in just a couple minutes. So I think what we'll do, hopefully we have room to just put 4 more this direction. Let's try that. And we can share the, the crude pipe, because the crude pipe should, let's see, let me check. Yeah, 135. So 270 is total, and that pipe can hold 600, so we're fine there. The water, well, we're gonna have to put down either. I don't think I'm gonna run that water from over there. What I'll do is I'll put down some three new extractors, and then put them like right here and pump the water up from here. So this will be 2, 3. 4. Yeah, we can fit these right here. Oh, that was from the days before I could fly. So we don't want to auto connect this first one. I guess it doesn't really matter. I can just delete it. We definitely want to delete the water. We'll leave the crude. And let's get the power going right away, because we don't have any power out here. Now we do want to switch back into auto connect mode. That should be the one. I wish I had some flying power. Let me just let me do that real quick. This should help. Hopefully we can reach. And we do need to put one row on the end here, because we are over one. Should be good. Okay, do stage 2. Come on. All right. Okay. We just need to hook up the water, and we should be good. And then we also need to do something about the output belt. So this is where the water needs to come in. That's directly underneath. We probably want to scooch it out a little bit. And I guess we can just do 3 like we did with the other one. Production, water. Just thinking through how we want to connect this thing up. It's probably easiest to we'll just put these 3 in a row this way, and then we'll connect all the water back together and then run it up there. Do it like this. Nope. We don't need this, so we'll get rid of it. And I mean, we can do a floor hole. Let's do a floor hole, I guess. It should be fine. Sometimes floor holes are a little bit wonky, but we'll see what happens. No. Try one more time, I think. Yeah, actually that looks fine. Just as long as it... Which one is it on? It's in right on the middle here, so... Right here should work. Paintbrush. Oh, we don't have power. That looks good. I missed it. All right, and then these guys need to be at, we're just going to set them to 180 right now to get this thing started. And we got to go up and deal with the... Oh, yeah, we're going to need a pump. Gonna need a pump. I think this one should be enough. Nope, not enough. If we scooch it up a little bit, it might be enough. Let's give it a try. The only question is, can this guy get up there? I think that might work. Let's try it. Yeah, the way it's designed is once the water gets into the module, then it never needs any more head lift. So whatever the head lift is at the very beginning, the very entrance, is all it ever needs. So you'll see it never goes up. We do have the other pipes that go up, but never the water module, and that's just same thing with crude. Crude comes into the module at the same height, or at its maximum height. So that way you don't ever have a case where you had enough head lift somewhere along the lines, but we inside the module went up a little bit higher, and then that causes a problem. Okay, well, yeah, we just need to deal with the belt. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. So this little bit right here needs to be deleted. And we just turn this thing on so it's still spinning up. Got some yellow lights down here, but so this one right here, he's already got lots of resin. Just get rid of some of this resin that I have in my inventory. All right, I'll throw the rest away. And might as well get rid of this plastic as well. Okay. We do need to deal with this belt, and we can get rid of this fly-in wire now. Yeah, it uses more machines than the old version, but it's doing like 2.5 times more more rubber. And we should... Oh. It's not going to be acceptable. Gonna have to do something about that. Can we just get rid of this part and be okay? I think this is crooked too. Okay, that's better. We don't even need these guys anymore. I'm going to leave it there for the moment. Okay, so 91%. I mean, it's making 300, but we only need 270. Yep, 90%. Exactly what we expect. I'm going to leave it on for now, though. I think we can actually turn this water down. Just make sure all the water devices are full. Yeah, let's set this back to 150 where it belongs. And these guys are not even working right now. Guys seem to be all full. This guy's a little bit short. There he goes. These guys are probably, if not blocking yet, should be blocking soon. Are they still going? Yeah, he's still running. Everybody's running, but we do need to get this belt over there. Let's just delete this. We don't need it. I can just take it over there. We'll put a merger right there. No, actually we can't. We can put it directly into the box though. I think that might be the correct one. Wrong direction though. Looks good. Go the other way. How can we make this turn? I guess we'll do this. Oh, what if we just rotate this? That might fix it. There we go. Then we want to put another floor hole. Oh, jeez, almost got hit by a train. Right there. We're gonna have a little crooked, then we want the crooked part over here, not in the visible section. All right. There we go. From 300 per minute to 810 per minute. And let's see, how long did it take us? 56 minutes. And that was with, you know, the intro and the demo and the testing thing. So, you know, you could probably do it in 30 minutes. The infrastructure was really not too much. We already had these guys here. We did need to set up 3 more, and the oil was already run, so that was, you know, not that big of a deal, but a little bit of help. And I think everything's running at full speed. Let's see what it says. Oh, we don't have any overflow for that section over there. This one does have overflow. Did I? Yeah, I got rid of my throughput here. Let's put one on. That one said 395. It should be 405. This is still the belt emptying. This one is probably more close to accurate. Well, that's exciting. Let's go hop over to the... grab my loot too. Get everything? Yep. Let's hop over to the turbo motor factory and make sure that we didn't have any kind of crisis while the rubber was disconnected. This is all I had planned for this stream, so now I don't know what to do. Can go clean up that up there. Yeah, we were not getting enough rubber yesterday, but I changed the trains and got us enough. Today we should be fine. Everything. Well, I think a lot of stuff is going to be asleep because, well, these are running at 100%. That's good. These guys are totally sleeping. We're full of turbo motors. We're not using turbo motors at all at the moment. So yeah, we got full on radio control units, full on turbo motors. Motors, casings are full. Rubber is full. Nice. Oh yeah, we've got a little bit of rubber usage, not too much. What's this supposed to be? Cooling units. Cooling systems. So the cooling systems are still running strong, and that's primarily because of the supercomputer factory, probably. Although I thought that would be shut down. So we're at 100% here. Yeah, this guy was starved yesterday, and so I changed some of the trains around, and it looks like we're doing fine. This guy's probably shut down. It is. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised the cooling systems are, like, this belt is totally locked up because the turbo motors are full. It looks like it's running good though. Everybody's at 100%. So this one took 7.5 times force, 30. It was taking 30 per minute. So the supercomputer's only taking 15 per minute, so this should catch up pretty quickly. Kind of surprised that it's not caught up at the moment. This train must be taking them. Yeah, this is cool computer, so it's taking cooling units to the computer factory. Let's just hitch a ride. Really enjoying trains on this playthrough. This is really the first time I've ever built a actual train network. I've done lots of point-to-point trains, just connecting two places, but sure does open up the possibilities when you have a real network. Like, for example, yesterday, those the heat exchanger heat sink alternate recipe, that little mini factory there was being starved for rubber, and it was because I was only bringing that 300, the factory we just replaced. I was only bringing that 300 in, and we needed, like, I don't know, 550 or whatever it was. So I just, and then this one that we just went by, that one was making 200, but that was going out to the computer fab where we're at, and I had another one way out in the Rocky Desert that was making 120, and at the computer fab I only needed like 55. So I added a new train that went out to the Rocky Desert and grabbed that 120 rubber and then brought that out to the computer fab. It's a really long distance, but it only needed 55 more rubber out there at the computer fab. So that was, even though the distance was really long, had no problem, I believe. I guess we'll find out when we get out here, to get all the rubber that we needed. And then that freed up that Nitro 200. We had that 200 rubber that we're getting from the polymer byproduct that we're generating at our nitro rocket fuel power plant. And that's making 200 rubber, and it's really close by to where the turbo motors and the heat exchangers are. So we just redirected that train over there, and let's see what our rubber supply looks like here. So that's the cooling systems. And I guess this would be rubber. Yeah, it looks like rubber's totally full. Can't tell right now. I have to wait for this train. And supercomputers, I'm sure, is offline. Yep, it's running at 0%. Yeah, so rubber's totally full. Okay, well, that actually is great because everything seems to be running as expected. This guy is probably mostly offline. Yeah, we're not really using any radio control units right now because we're both full up on turbo motors and supercomputers. We probably should be syncing those things just to keep the factory alive. We don't really have an overflow for it right now either. Okay, well, let's actually look at the modeler and see what's on the agenda. Phase 4 is where we want to be. Yeah, so our modular engines were totally cut off because where's modular engines on here? Here's modular engines right here because we were out of rubber, basically. We had diverted all the rubber that we were sending to the modular engine factory out to these new factories. So in order to get the modular engine factory back online, we needed more rubber, and we just did that. So let's go see if we can get the modular engine factory back online, and then actually we could start making thrusters. Or propulsion rockets, whatever you call it. Yeah, I think that'll be the priority. One is the modular engines, and then I don't believe we were ever making these before, so we don't have a setup for that. And then the assembly director systems, we could try to figure out how to get that back online. We'll probably need a new auto wiring setup, and like I was mentioning before, we could do insulated cable for that. Auto wire uses a lot of cable. Let's see. Well, if you do automated speed wiring, it doesn't use cable at all, but it uses high-speed connectors, and we don't want to add a manufacturer line to that, so we're not going to do that. 500,000 cable is what we need. Okay. So yeah, that insulated cable is probably the right answer for that. And then we will probably do like a fused wire. I think fused wire is the most efficient for this. So this is actually a good candidate for a factory, a remote factory. I don't really want to just build a bunch of stuff at that base. The main base is really more of a testing ground. I know that at phase 3 it was really the main base, but now that we're in phase 4, we have all these satellite bases all over the map, and it does make sense to, you know, go to where we have some fresh pure nodes for both Caterium. We actually have some Caterium, I believe. We have Caterium that was going to the train station out in the desert, but I think it might be turned off right now. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of copper. Let's do this. Let's we'll make a new blueprint for these. So let's just delete that, and we're gonna make, we'll do it as an outpost first. We can convert it to a blueprint later if we need to, and this is gonna be auto wire. And what's our number? Actually, we can do it this way. We'll just put a space elevator in here for phase 4. And this one will tell us how much auto wire we need. We need 25,000. And 25,000 auto wire. So let me get the calculator out here. So if we did 200 per minute, that's 2 hours. I don't know if that's a reasonable thing. See, we'd have to do 4,000 cable, 1,200 rubber, 1,800 wire. I think 1,800 wire is not that difficult. The 1,200 rubber though is a little bit. Let's see if we go to 100, 600 rubber. That's what we just made. Well, we made 810. Let's get that blueprint in here. So six instances of our recycled rubber blueprint could do that. We just need a little bit of crude and some water. Let's do the math on where we're at with rubber right now. So we have 120 plus 200 plus 150 plus 810. So we're at 1280 right now. And we need 600 for this new plant. That leaves us with 680. And I think 680 is enough for everything else. We might not even need to make any rubber. Oh, yeah, I forgot. How much are we doing for the modular engines? 300, yeah. So 1280 is what we got. And what we need, so we need 300 for that. Let's go inside of our, this is a little bit of a mess here, but I know what I'm doing. So we have 555 here. That's for turbo motors, heat exchangers, and crystal oscillators. Oh, we're actually not showing everything because there should be another 105. So this should actually be 205 here. So yeah, it's 555 plus 105. How can I easily add that extra 105 in here? This makes it a little bit messy, but I just want to see that number reflected in this number. Okay, so 660 plus 660 plus 600 is 1260. So those two are still below our current number, but then we need 300 for our modular frame factory, or I mean our modular engines factory. So yeah, we definitely need more. I was like, oh yeah, we added all this rubber, everything's good, but nope. We still don't even have enough rubber to run all of our stuff that we currently have. So I think 100 a minute is reasonable for auto wire. That's 40 assemblers. Ooh. 60 assemblers, 70 assemblers. Do we really want 100 per minute? We need 25,000. If we did 50 per minute, that's oh, 500 minutes. So that's 9 hours ish. This is at 100 per minute, it's like 4 hours. 9 hours is not that much. I mean, I've been trying to go, you know, the one thing we don't want to do is we don't want to just like be waiting for phase 4 parts and, you know, just leave the computer on and let it run. But, you know, if I stream like 3 hours per stream, that's really just 3 streams. And it should be complete, you know, as long as I'm doing other stuff at the same time. But I don't want to just let it run. So I think 50 is a reasonable goal. And then we don't have to have this huge thing. So that puts us at 35 assemblers. And we have a thing that has 9 assemblers. We might want to make a big assembler in the Mark II blueprint, a big assembler module. 35, 9 is can make 36 with 4. So we can just use 4 of our existing 9 assembler modules. Or we can make an auto wire module. That sounds fun. Let's make an auto wire module. It's 2, 1 and a half, or we could go 4, 2 and 1. If we do 20, That's 8, 4, and 2. That's 12, 14. Can we get 14 in a Mark II? Seems a reasonable thing. Okay, well, looks like we got a plan. The plan is an auto wire module. We can test it over here where we're testing our rubber module, because then we'll have the rubber that we need. Is there any copper around here? We need copper and deuterium. There's no copper here? Let's try it again. Well, this is kind of annoying. So we have copper 1,000 away. Okay, well, maybe we're not going to test it here. Let's just check for deuterium while we're here. $720 meters away. Okay. Well, I mean, we can build it. We have copper and deuterium at the base. And we do have rubber at the base as well. So we can build and test it all at the base. No problem. Oh, it's painful. All right. Yeah, we need to get overflow on this. I guess we don't need it. That's the number we like. It should be 405. This 300 is going to the base. So now that backside can supply everything we need for the rest of the factory, and we can use that 300 at the base. We're not going to use all of it. We just need a little bit to test our... So it's coming in over here. Yeah, we should have access to it right here. There should be rubber on one of these. This is the rubber here. We actually have a bin full here too. So how many was that? Was it, I think it was 14 assemblers we're looking at. Eight, 4, and 2. It's 14. So can we fit 14 assemblers in here? No problem, I think. I know we can get 4 in a row, but I don't know if we can do what happens if we do this? Yeah. So it's 8, 4, and 2. 8 for the auto wire, 4 for the cable, and 2 for the wire. I mean, we can do it in 3 layers, no problem. 2 and 4, so we could do the wire and the cable on the bottom floor. And then we can do 2 more floors. It'd be nice if we could get all 8 into a single floor. I don't know if that's going to be possible. So here, there's actually room to scooch this over. Yeah, to right here. Actually, I think we actually can do 8 on a single layer. So what will be really nice is if these can connect. So split. It doesn't matter which direction they're going right now, but if this connects, this will be just perfect. That is connected. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. So yeah, we can make this thing in 2 layers. Because that is all you need. Well, we need 1 more here. For this one, we'll go to the other side. We'll go up 1, 2. Then we'll put a splitter on here going the same direction. And then this one up 1, 2. I don't know if those are actually connected because it didn't snap. Well, let's test it. Generic assembler. So this is assembler row shared input. It's in the right directory. Give it the right icon. Okay, so what do we have here to work with? Oh yeah, we have actually what we need. We can do the fused wire recipe. And we need some power. Okay, we're in that thing where I can't use my hotkeys. So what we do in this case is we save the game and load it again. The save file is getting quite large. Taking a little while to load. Okay, can I use my hotkeys now? Yes, I can. Thank you. Okay, we got power, we got recipe, we just need ingredients. Oh my goodness. Yes, it worked. Excellent. I don't know why that's so funky. This one's working, but this one's not. Okay, that's... Something's not... Oh! It's facing the wrong direction. That's the problem. Yeah, we have to put it back together the other way. So, put the splitter on here. Is this a splitter? Yeah. Yeah, that's the one we want right there. That's why it didn't snap. There we go. It snapped that time. Fuse wire. We don't have our music now. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. It's working. Well, this is good news. This means we can do 8 assemblers very easily. Clear this blueprint. And generally, we have the output coming towards the console when we do these. I don't know if there will be room for any other infrastructure. We will need to do some clipping, I'm assuming. But that's never stopped me before. What are you doing? Just laying around here? So these guys will actually be doing automated wiring. So what we can do is because this is going to be right on the edge, auto connect is not going to work very well. So we might do an adapter. Wait. I changed the order, I changed the direction on a couple of these. That should be correct. Actually, I don't know. It might work. We can do a test. This is 8 assemblers. And do we want to do one direction or two direction? If we do... I mean, if we want to make this... if we don't want to use an adapter... and we just want to be able to auto-connect these together, then two direction is good. You want to go out and back so that your results are back where you started. But if you want to use an adapter, then one direction I think might be fine. We can put the auto wiring on the bottom floor. Actually, can we make, how high can we do this? Let's measure that. So this is probably, I don't think 10 meter is going to be enough, but default mode. Actually 10 meter looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go with maybe one more. This has, oh, there's no lighting on this. We don't want that one. This one right here is probably the one. It's rotated the wrong way, but Oh, wow. 24 assemblers. That's nice. So this is enough machines to do the auto wire factory, or the auto wire module. Just need to figure out the right way to connect everything. And we have, because we only have six machines on top, that gives us a little bit of space to do through the floor. Can we fit a one of these on here? How many parts? I think it was 3, right? Yeah, it's... Oh, stators also. 4. Wait. We have room. We could build the stators also here. We need 20 stators. We do quick wire stator. We need 2.5 for that, and then we need pipes. Yeah. I think we probably should do stators outside, huh? Because if we have pipes, then we need to bring in... I mean, we have lots of pipes. We could bring pipes in. And we have everything we need to make quick wire. We can do the fused quick wire recipe. I mean, we just proved that we can get 24 assemblers into a Mark II blueprint designer, and we're still, what's that, 14, 16, 19. So we have room. But we do, that will give us one more ingredient. Let's move this out of the way. So then we need pipes, deuterium, copper, and rubber. Let's make a blueprint out of this. Actually, let's do this a little different. We'll make a do a splurger here. And then put this one here, and put rubber on here. And then auto wire goes out here. So 5 of these units would make 100 auto wire and need 600. This is totally doable. We can do 270 with a single pipe factory. The 600 is the harder thing to get, but we can do that with 6 recycled rubber, which just needs 202 crude. Yeah, I think we want to do the stators inside. Makes it a little bit more of a challenge. But that means we need 4 components. We don't have to do, we could just do, what is it, 6 of these? All right, let's get our component count again here. Our assembler. Everything is assemblers for this build. So we're at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We can do the so we can do the wire and the cable on the main floor, along with our holes, conveyor holes. And then on the next floor, we could do, so what is this, 5? Yeah, we could do these plus 2 of these. And we can make this, wait, that's still too much. Too tight. I kind of want to do, so we're at 19. Oh man, if it was just 18, it would be a little bit easier. And we're definitely not overclocking anything. Well, we would underclock, if anything. But that makes it even tighter. Is there a better recipe that we could do for stators? I think this is the best stator recipe. Let's just see what else we got. I mean, we have the regular stator recipe. Yeah, so that's... Let's disconnect this. This actually takes 5, and this one only takes 4. That actually gets us where we want to be. Correct? That's 6 plus 4 is 10 is 18. So we could do, that way we can do just 6 per floor. And then we have extra infrastructure space where those other two would be. Yeah, we're not going to do the quick wire stator. We don't need it. The regular stator recipe actually is better for us in this case. Okay, then so this one actually should be a shared output instead of shared input. But I guess it doesn't really matter too much. We have a little bit of room that we can run the outputs from the two sides and merge them in the middle and then run them right into here. So we'll do these 6 on the bottom. We'll do these 4 on the second layer, and then 2 of these on the second layer, and then on the third layer we'll do the 6 that are remaining. And then we can bring the results down, and so that's 4 inputs and 1 output. So we could do a 2 and a 3, or we could do 2 2s and a 1. That's probably what we want to do, is 2 2s and a 1. Okay. All right, back to it. Yeah, I like the way that this design is coming together. So yeah, 2 2s and a 1. We can get rid of this. And I don't know why, but for some reason I want to have input on the left. And then output on the right. And honestly, I don't know why, but it does feel like this versus one that you can just auto connect. This is like the input adapter type. Do I have any good examples? Like this is an input adapter right here. And that input adapter auto connects to the unit. But this is actually also a, like this one over here. Do we have any way in? This is why I don't like walls. How do I get in? So this has got a bunch of different things going on. So we have our input adapter here. We've got our in series that auto connect, and then we also have these. Oh, I guess we didn't have output adapters when we built this, but we also do output adapters. Excuse me. So that's the question, is do we want to make it so that we just plunk it down, boop, boop, bloop, and they all connect together, and then all the outputs just connect at the end, and all the inputs connect at one end? Or do we want to do it this other way, where we've got these holes and we build an adapter and we snap that on to the front of each one? Don't know. I'm going to go grab a coffee and think about it for a second. But I am happy with the idea, the thought that it's, that we discovered that we can just do 6 per layer and have 3 layers, and that gives us room for the infrastructure, for the plumbing. And yeah, it's gonna work. So on that note, I will be right back. Okay, we're back. Well, let's see, how long is the stream going for so far? Almost to 2 hours. Yeah, I kind of do feel like we should probably stop the stream. We did get the thing done that we wanted to do, which was replace that rubber factory with the new modular rubber factory, and then we did a little bit of evaluation on what we wanted to do next, and came up with a good plan for the auto wire, and we've got a good design for that auto wire. Well, not quite yet, but we have a good understanding of what we're going to do. Well, we know that it's going to be 18 assemblers, 6 per layer, and then it's just the process of routing all of the plumbing. And it is kind of the making of the sausage, I guess. But I kind of want to keep these streams a little bit shorter. So on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and stop the stream. I do appreciate the chats, and I appreciate the likes and the subs. Looks like we did get a new sub also. I'm not sure if it was somebody watching or somebody watching a video or something, but we're getting close to that sub goal. It looks like we just need 11 more. And yeah, we're finally, even, you know, it was like 2 streams ago, I was like, okay, now we're on space elevator parts, but no, we still weren't quite ready, and we actually still are not quite ready again. I mean, we're on phase 3 space elevator parts right now, so yeah, that's where we're at. We've got to, like, this is phase 3 stuff, that's phase 3 stuff. We basically got to get these back online and running again, and I mostly focused on the parts that we needed to build the new stuff, the new phase 4 parts, not space elevator parts, but like turbo motors and supercomputers, and all that stuff is done now. But as you can see, we did need more rubber, so we've at least got the rubber modules done, and we can spin up some more to cover our needs. Like, we're going to definitely need more for this particular module that we're working on now, the automated wire module. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'll probably continue to work on this module after the stream, and I'm not sure what we'll do next. We'll probably get some of these installed and running in the next stream. I bet you that's what's going to happen. But anyway, I really appreciate everybody stopping by in the chats, and of course the likes and the subs, and hit the bell if you want to be notified. I do stream almost every day, usually in the morning West Coast time, and in the afternoons or evenings sometimes I stream as well. So be sure to hit the bell if you want to be notified, and thank you everybody for swinging by, and that's going to do it for this stream. Bye-bye.